A will is the best way to ensure that those you want to benefit from your estate actually receive what you want them to have. I'm Laura and I studied law at Cardiff University, and I am now working as a qualified solicitor. If you're watching this, then preparing a will is obviously on your mind. So the next step would be to arrange an appointment with a solicitor and have a conversation with them about preparing the will. It's really important to take legal advice when preparing your will to make sure that it is drafted correctly and signed correctly to avoid any disputes after your days, and most importantly, to make sure that your wishes are carried out. It's important as you can choose executors who will manage your estate and make sure your wishes are carried out. It also allows parents to name guardians for their children. And also, it's a really good way to make sure that you support charities or organisations that you want to receive an amount after your death, to make sure it goes to them. One thing that people find difficult when they start thinking about preparing a will is giving thought to what will happen after their death and thinking about their family. But usually the process isn't as difficult or as painful as you think it might be. It would usually involve sitting down with me and having a conversation and discussing your family's circumstances and the assets that you have, and using that as a starting point to work out what you would want to happen after your death. A common barrier to putting a will in place is the thought that it's complicated or long drawn out process. In reality, it can be done quite quickly and quite a straightforward process, and it's not a case that once you do it, that's the only will you do. It's always important to keep your will under review, and things can be changed or amended as your circumstances changed in the future. People assume that without a will, everything would pass to their spouse or their children, and that's not necessarily the case. Without a will, the estate would pass under the laws of intestacy, which means the government sets out who benefits from your estate and in which order. And not everything does necessarily pass to your spouse, depending on the level of assets that you have in your estate. Another common assumption is that if you are living with a partner and cohabiting with them, that they will automatically receive something after your days, and that's not the case. A cohabiting partner doesn't have any legal entitlement to your estate on your death. So it's really important to prepare a will to make sure that they're provided for and they can continue to live in the property if that's what you would want to happen after your death. If you were thinking of leaving a gift in your will to a charitable organisation such as Cardiff University, there are tax benefits for doing so. Any gift that you leave to a charitable organisation is free of inheritance tax, and if you leave a certain amount which qualifies as 10% of the base rate of your estate, then that reduces the tax rate from 40% to 36%. So in reality, that means that your beneficiaries usually receive a bit more, the charitable organisation receives what you would like them to receive, and the government receive a bit less in inheritance tax.